What is happening? What is going on? And what is the deal, man? With my Raider family, man. You are back for another episode here of the Raider Rundown, man. And y'all know what it is. It's Wednesday. So today we're going to be previewing the Week 5 matchup. I know the title is wrong, but the Week 5 matchup of the Colts versus the Raiders, man. I mean, 1-3 versus 3-1. They're first place in their division right now. They're playing good ball, man. So we're gonna have to go in there, damn near play mistake-free football, you know what I mean, and steal this game from them in their home turf. So it's going to be a real one. So I'm very excited to talk about it at the very least, man. I mean, hey, you win this game, who knows what we're looking at, who knows what we're saying. But either way, man, it's just about the next game at this point. What does it look like? But there's a couple of nuances within this that we got to talk about that gives me cause for pause. So without further ado, man, let's go ahead. Let's get the show started. Let's get this music cracking, and let's get everything rolling. What is going on? What is the deal, man? What is happening with the Raider family, man? Like I said, you are back for another episode here of the Raider Rundown, man. Y'all know what it is. Make sure before we do anything, you tapping on that like button, on the subscribe button as well, man. It's very appreciative to everybody that is here for your regularly scheduled programming, man. You already know we are close, man. Y'all continue to help a brother out, man, and we are getting very close. We're almost, I think we almost there at 2,800, man. We at 2,800. The goal is 3K, man. So once we hit that, y'all know what it is. Once we hit 3K here on the channel, we do a very, very special giveaway of the channel, man. A Raider jersey of the winner's choice. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're looking to get some good Raiders gear, some free Raiders gear, make sure you continue to just, for the price of a sub, continue to help a brother out, man. Get the 3K on our third season, and we're gonna go ahead and give away that jersey. But appreciate everybody that is here, man. It's gonna be a good one today. Look, it's always nice when we can just reset the week, wash the stench of loss off of you, you know what I mean, from the last week, and we can continue to move on and move forward. But before we do any of that, y'all know what it is here, man. I want to go ahead and give that shout out to some of the people that's in the chat, man, and y'all know how we do that with us. Little roll call, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Regardless of how many people in the chat, how many people is tapping in, we always show love. Always, man. My guy, S.A. Big Dog in the building, man. Saludos to you too, my guy. Appreciate you for being here, man. Raider Travis in the building, man. Salute to you, my guy. Appreciate you for being here, man. My dog, Mike, what's happening, fool? What's going on with you, dog? Yes, sir. Salute. Billy Davis in the building, man. What's going on with you, bro? Salute. Hope everything is well with you. My dog, DJ, in the building, man. What's going on? Appreciate you for tapping in. As always, man. Dre, for sure, in the building as well, man. What's going on with your family? Salute to you as well. Appreciate everybody for being here in the building, man. Like I said, it's going to be a nice little show today. I'm excited. I think... another Dre, but Raider Dre in the building, man. Appreciate you for tapping in as well, brother, man. On this Wednesday afternoon, dog. It's gonna get real today, man. Now we gonna talk how we can try to go ahead and beat the Colts, but we also got to keep it real on, how we look at the same time too, and the outlook of the season. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. But of course, we have some tidbits, some news today from, the players and our beat reporters from what went down in practice today, and also some updates on injured players, who's replacing, things of that nature, man. So let's go ahead. Let's start getting into the show, man. Let's not waste no time, dog, because it's gonna be one of them ones. So as we look, and of course we gotta go through the injury report as well. But real quick, let's go ahead. Let's go through that first. How about that? I think that's the best way to start, because that kind of tells how the season's going to go as a whole, right? As the rest of the season goes. So we'll start with the injury report, right? Today it is already shown, and usually, like I always say, if it's Wednesday and you're seeing this, and a player is either limited or did not part, sometimes it don't look good. But especially if they don't part on a Wednesday, you're definitely sitting like, oh, yeah, bro, they're not playing. So we'll start with the injury report, right? And then you can see Brock Bowers back to limited fashion. He was full last week. I do think he's getting healthier. I do think he looks better, right? I think he looks a little bit more explosive, right? I mean, when we looking at him, dog, I'm used to Michael Mayer jumping out the gym in certain catches. I'm used to him exploding out of catches. When he maybe a flat or a drag or something like that. I haven't seen that same explosion from him this year, but we all know it's the knee injury, right? So at the end of the day, hold on, give me 1 second. This baby trying to roll off the bed. Hold on now. Hey, boy, calm yourself. There you go. You got too much dip on your chip back here. Relax. You got too much dip on that chip. Calm down. Y'all know, hey, everybody that got kids, man, once they get into that, I can roll and move around phase, dog, shit. Yeesh, you know what I mean? But that's where I'm at right now. But continuing on, like I said, bro, with here, you already know, like you can pretty much tell who is gonna play. But speaking of Brock Bowers, I do think he's getting healthier. I do think we see more. Brennan Jackson is a guy that's on here, foot limited. I thought we would see more of when we acquired him from the Rams in the offseason, but he hasn't seen the field. Not saying I'm clamoring for him to see the field, but it'd be nice to get some more pass rushing juice out there. And I think Brennan Jackson can provide some of that. But, again, we got him, I think, practice squad or something like that. So it wasn't anything, or we even picked him up off waivers. So it wasn't even anything that was too crazy. Again, I'm not clamoring for him to play, but, if he did get out there, it'd be nice. See some more pass rushing dudes. Hey, man, I just got out here. I just played defense. If y'all just saw that right there, bro. If y'all just saw that right there, bro.
Give me my baby.
Get this man up out of here, dog. This man over here rolling and shit. I just had to play fucking defense right now, man. Y'all saw them hands, though? Shit crazy. I got to catch a baby on stream, man. It's all crazy around here. But continuing, dog. Continuing. Fuck. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Fuck. Hold on. I can't just move on. Y'all got to give me a second. That shit was crazy. Damn. Woo. Okay. Now, continuing on. All right. Continuing on. Fuck. We go with Michael Mayer, man. Concussion limited. I don't know if he's gonna play. He's probably not gonna play, bro. Dog. She came through immediately. Hold on. I gotta give wifey time to come through the room, grab the baby stuff. Y'all give me a second, right? Hey, look, if it's your first time on the rundown stream, bro, don't be surprised if you like, oh my God, he's off stream, he's doing all this. This is normal. All right, this is normal for a rundown stream, man. Especially for the people that's been with me since day one. You know what I mean? Oh, when it comes to this, they already know. All right, they already know. So, and secondly, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm hot as shit in that damn shirt. I gotta change that motherfucker, man. I'm over here sweating. I would not be sweating on screen. Y'all got me fucked up. So let me go ahead. Let me get that right. I'm over here blistering in that goddamn thing. All right, we back. We good. We back. So, right. Continuing on with the show. All right, now all that fiasco and shit is out the way, bro. Continuing on with the show. I don't think Michael Mayer is playing this week. Right, I think I'll say that simply playing. I don't think he plays. Even Pete came out here and said he don't know. Right, so I think that's over with. I think that's definitely over with. Look, hey, bro, I don't think this is a donut. It's not a donut. You're right. I do got to get it. 100%. 100%. Right. All parents had to catch their children at least once in their life. Hey, probably, bro. Not gonna lie. But yeah, Mayer, you know what I mean? Not gonna play. Shorter. I didn't think he was out there. No, I don't. If I'm not mistaken, Shorter didn't even play last game, right? Even with Mayer out. So I don't even think we saw a third tight end, if I'm not mistaken. Now I might be wrong, and I probably wasn't paying attention that hard. But again, I don't think we even saw a third tight end when it comes to last game. So either way it goes, bro, they didn't even play 3 anyway. So looking at that, DeCameron Richardson is full, but yeah, Eric Stokes was limited. So that was this is big, right? This is big. When we're talking about Eric Stokes being limited, okay, now I don't know if he gets out there, right? Does he get out there is the question, but it gives us good news that he's on the right track at the very least, right? At the very least. Again, I thought he was the better of our corners right now. Blue Kelly is the story and all the extra, but when it comes to Stokes, bro, I thought he was playing better. You know what I mean? I thought he was more consistent. Again, we've had 2 straight weeks of lapses in coverage, and they're both to Blue Kelly's side. And every time it's always Blue Kelly. You know, we already said it, bro. We Spider-Man memeing every time he gets to his side of the field because we trying to figure out who's wrong, who's not doing their assignment. All right, now, you know what I mean? It gets to a point where it keeps happening on the same side. Now we got to look, right? We got to be like, well, shit, there's a common denominator. So there's that, man. So it's going to get real shaky. And we'll talk about, you know, his replacement, what happens, how does that work? But, you know, it is good news that he is limited. It's very good news that this man is limited going for the rest of the season. Now, for them, bro, Zaire Franklin not parting, interesting, right? Because he is a thumper. He is their thumper. And if he don't play, that's going to hurt their run defense a tad. But everybody really that they have, Xavier Howard just retired. So there's that. I think their corner room can be had. I do. You know, Kenny Moore with the Achilles. I don't know if he's even played that much this year with Kenny Moore. So that's the next one. Alec Pierce had a concussion, but he's full, right? And then you looking at everybody else, man. I mean, there's no everybody else on this list. I feel like will play. You got Matt Gonclaves, you know, which is their guard, I believe, starting guard. Good old line front for them, and we'll talk about that shit for sure. But as far as their defense, their front seven is where it's at for me. That's where it's at, and they don't really. I mean, minus Zaire Franklin, that'll hurt them a tad, but their front seven is strong, right? I mean, but they can be had in the secondary. But then again, what's the point of having this goddamn conversation if our quarterback is not going to take advantage of the weak secondary? So then it is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? Like we speaking into a brick wall. We speaking into the wind at this fucking point. Because if our quarterback is just going to go out there and throw 3 taters, it don't fucking matter who's out there. You know what I mean? Playing secondary. God damn it. So that's the injury report, right? Nothing too crazy. Like I said, the most notable thing for me was Eric Stokes being on there and in a limited capacity, right? In a limited capacity. Because now it means maybe we get a return back to the field sooner than we anticipated. So that is where I'm excited, right? That's where my excitement lies. Now, as far as why I wanted to bring up the injury report first, right? And why we wanted to go ahead and talk about this. But before we get into our next topic, I'm definitely going to tap in with the chat. But the next topic will be Stone Forsythe at left tackle. It was confirmed today, right? And I definitely want to get into that. I want to get y'all opinions because I don't even know if y'all remember, man, but we had a tidbit earlier on in the week, and it makes me mad that it comes to fruition. But hey, let me see what y'all talking about up in here. Let me tap in with the chat. Chewy says, salute my guy Chewy, man. Appreciate you for being here, man. As always, man. And fire show you got with my guy Chris and Jason, man. Continue to do your thing, man. Salute to you, bro. Nope, didn't see Runyon or Alberto on the field. Yeah, so you know we didn't even use no 3 tight ends, which will be very intriguing to see if we do this week. See if we get a little more physical with this front 7, right? But no Mayer. Probably not, right? You probably don't trust the blocking ability of either Runyon or Alberto to go out there and block against this front 7 consistently. So that's probably where that's at. Dre says, word on the street is Malcolm Kuntz is starting to come back to form. This is true. I need more, right? I need more. This week, he has to, bro. He has to. Breakout game for Jack Bech. Oh, hey, that'd be the dream right there. You know how much shit I'm about to talk, Dre, if that happens? You know how much shit I'm about to talk if that happens? Because I'm the only one in the TRS group that has belief, right? I'm the only one that got Jack Bech belief. If that happens, oh, yeah, I'm insufferable. Insufferable. My guy, 805 in the building, man. What's going on with you, big dog? Excited to speak to you on Saturday as well, man. Make sure you guys tune in. Good morning, Raiders. We got 805 on, and we're going to have 805 here on the rundown again pretty soon. Don't you worry, man. But appreciate you for tapping in, brother. As always, fire show with the War Room. Always. Silver and Facts, my guy. He says Forsythe has only played left tackle 21% of the time. Come on now. You know. We all know how this is going to go. I don't even know, you know, there is no hope in hoping that it goes the other way. But, you know, we got to talk about it. It has to happen. So, again, appreciate everybody for tapping in. But let's get into it. So, today, it was confirmed by Pete Carroll that Stone Forsythe will be the starting left tackle on Sunday, right? Against the Colts. He will be the starting left tackle against the Colts. Look, you can understand it. You can understand it from a point to say, like, you know, he's a veteran. You don't want to throw the rookie from FCS out there immediately, and ruin his confidence, right? That you could say that's where you could go. On the other hand, I've sat there and I've had to really suffer through Stone Forsythe film. So as a person who's watched his film, I go to LA in one of the little homeless shelter districts and could probably grab somebody from a tent that could do a better job than Stone Forsythe. I don't give, hey, bro. I have literally watched Stone with my own two eyes in multiple reps get his ass whooped so terribly, right? Where it's like, how am I supposed to have confidence in this? And guess what, ladies and gents? That was on the right side. None of what I saw of him getting continuous belt to ass ever occurred on the left. None of it. None of it. But now, right, we're just going to throw him out there. We're just going to throw him out there against a talented front seven, right? So be it. Hey, that's going to be my slogan for the rest of the fucking year, bro. Hey, so be it. So be it. Because it just seems that Pete wants to either sink or swim with his guys. And that's what's going to happen, right? Can you blame him all the way? No, because that's what everybody does. His shit, the problem is his guys just fucking suck right now. So that's just the problem, right? All coaches win, lose, do whatever with quote unquote their guys. The only difference is the guys you like can either be ass or they're good. And the problem with us is the guys that Pete are gravitating towards right now are complete booty juice. So that's where we are, right? That's the problem here. And it all shows within this statement here. Pete Carroll on tackle Stone Forsythe. We're confident he can do the job. That's why we went after him. Hey, okay. Look, again, you can understand it from the standpoint of saying he's a veteran, right? You want to play the veteran. You don't want to ruin the rookie's confidence, whatever. But, and hopefully he is good on Sunday. Let's say that. Let's hope he is good on Sunday. But if he is how I think he's going to be, I'd rather watch fucking Charles Grant go out there and make some mistakes. At least we can go and have a benchmark and be like, hey, this is correctable. This is where you need to go off of. You know what I mean? Let's continue to build and let's continue to get better. With Stone, before I say what I'm about to say, hold on. We're going to look it up right now. Hold up. I'm going to be real. Stone Forsythe is 27 years old. So not completely old, right? He's not old. Not completely somebody where you just cast aside and say, oh my God, this man's a wily veteran. It's just a simple, plain fact that he's never been good. He's never been good. Like at no point can you look at his career and say like, oh man, Stone, he held it down that year. Maybe we can get that version. What version? There's no version of fucking Stone Forsythe in any of his career numbers that look good. I'm about to go ahead now. Look, y'all know me. I don't take PFF as law. I don't take it as Jesus, right? But there is certain things you can take from the PFF, right? There's certain things you can take from the PFF. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick, right? This currently was Stone Forsythe's grade for the games that he did either play or start for last year, right? That, ladies and gents, is a whopping 53, right? That's a 53. Now, the pass blocking grade is not bad, right? That's not bad at all. 72.6. We can rock with that. We can work with that. But that run blocking grade, that run blocking grade is horrendous. fucking horrendous. Now, if you look at these numbers right here, right, looking at them, because I'm not even gonna lie to you, this is the first time I've even seen it. But looking at these numbers, this isn't all that bad as far as the pass blocking. And even looking at it, this is like just off the top of the dome. If you were grading the Raiders' offensive line as a whole, these are the fucking grades probably they get, right? 72 in the pass blocking, 51 in the run blocking because it's been trash. So he's about on track for how the offensive line been playing anyway. Problem is that we all know he's not as good as a pass blocker as Colton Miller, right? We know that. So we're going to take a dip there. And the side of the field that we were actually strong on running the football was Colton Miller's side. And looking at this run blocking grade here, oh yeah, hey, tells you all you need to know, right? So there is no more power side. There is no more strong side that we can go to anymore and lean on. We all deficient across the board at this fucking point. So, like, again, he's 27. Am I sitting here saying, oh man, there's hope for the future? No, bro. I think he's a permanent swing tackle. Honestly, it was rough watching him on film. So I hope that it's not going to be one of them things where he's getting beat like a fucking drum continuously on Sunday. Because if it is, it's going to be a long Sunday. Rough, too. It's going to be very rough. So y'all let me know, man. How y'all feel? Stone Forsythe, left tackle, bro. How does that make y'all feel? Y'all got any confidence in the boy? Y'all feel he going to go ahead and do something? Let me know down below, man. Let me know down below. My guy, of course, man. That's going to be a good one. That is going to be a good one. But yeah, man, let me know down below. I don't know. I don't know if I have any big confidence in what I'm supposed to be seeing from this man. I'm trying to gain it, but it's hard. You're putting the worst veteran option in the league to protect your prize blind side. Yep, that he is. But they really have no choice. It's really no choice. But yeah. Oh yeah, Dre, we going to throw away from fire. I guarantee you. Look, if I really do hope I'm wrong. I really do. As bad as I think he's about to be on Sunday, boy. Probably anybody, if you're living in the South, wherever you living, dog, your local drunk, grab him. He probably have a better time at than what we about to see. I ain't gonna cap to you. But hey, I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. Because if I'm not, shit. We about to, hey, good thing, at least positive news. If I am right about it, though, and most of us are, because most of us don't even like Stone anyway, we're going to have some funny-ass memes after. It's going to be some funny-ass videos and film to watch. I'll tell you that. He'll give us something to laugh at. Who's we? Hey, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, bro. Trey, what's going on with you, big dog? Shout out to my guy Trey and Mike, man. They on right after this, man. So after the rundown, man, go ahead, tap in with the guys BTB with their new edition, man. AQ, of course, man. So tap in, man. It's gonna be good. Got good shows across the section. Jancy will have to go superhuman again, 100%. But see, this is the issue. Like, we need to. I hope that we have some push at least, right? We get some type of push, because we looked like we were gelling. Soon as we started fucking gelling, man, Colton Miller is gone, right? Colton Miller's gone. And I'm kind of mad that Grant's not playing. I really do hope this man Forsythe is good, bro. Like, if it was me personally, I would have started Grant if I was if I was Pete. Because hey, at the very least, I could pivot to Stone. I know Stone's floor. You feel what I'm saying? It was basement. But either way, right? I know Stone's floor. I know what he is. I don't know what Charles Grant is. At least I can see, right? And look at what it is. If he's getting his ass completely whooped, it ain't nothing for me to make that switch to the veteran, right? It's nothing for me to make that switch to the veteran. But now that you're starting with the veteran, right? If the veteran is getting his ass whooped, well, now who do we pivot to? You supposed to tell me I'm supposed to have more confidence in a motherfucker that's never played professional football? That's the shit I don't understand with coaching staff. I just don't get it, right? None of it makes sense to me, right? Again, and secondly, starting Grant keeps us off your ass. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, it keeps the fans from bitching and complaining. I start Grant. Cool. There's a little bit of a, I'm not going to say you want to use this, but there's an avenue to be like, hey, this motherfucker's a rookie. So it's understandable for him not to look good, for there to be hiccups and all the extra. You throwing out Stone Forsythe, and now, even with this, right, he backing him up with the comments of, that's why we signed him. That's our guy. That's our guy. Exactly, Dre. Who's we? We're confident. All the extra. We ain't no we in this. That's what I'm saying. It's you, Pete. That's just you. You're confident in this motherfucker, which we're going to talk about too, because when it comes to the quarterback, you confident in the quarterback. Don't be speaking for everybody else. And that's where we are. So we'll see. We'll see. I really hope this man don't embarrass us. I really hope we can get something going, right? And then we're not just getting completely bombarded in the pass game. But again, I knew it, and I said it earlier on in the week, bro. It makes sense from a football standpoint to start Charles Grant, see what he has from a development standpoint, and go from there. But since it does make sense, and we're the Raiders, we're going to be starting Stone Forsythe. So either way it goes, bro, prepare yourselves for what we have to do. Now, from stupidity to be, right, which I don't really like, to better news. Let's say better news at this point, because it does affect the injuries as well, right? But this news right here makes me happy. I will say that. It makes me happy. And we just talked about it right now, so I didn't even see this damn tweet until after we talked about the injury report. But Pete Carroll says Eric Stokes told them he's fine, but they want to take it easy on him earlier on in the week. Good sign for their starting cornerback. And the fact that he is limited, it does give me a good sign. It gives me a good sign that he'll be playing this week. So if Eric Stokes is playing this week, hey, great news. Great news to me. Like I said, to me, bro, I think he's the better of our corners right now. I know Blue Kelly is the better story, right? And we like the way it looks from him, as far as, coming out of nowhere. But I think Stokes is more consistent right now, to me. He's more consistent. They don't really try his side, if we're being honest with ourselves. When we watch the game, Stokes isn't really challenged. Now, you can say it is what it is, or we can have all these speculations. All I know is from the film and watching the game, he's where he's supposed to be. The problem lies when we're looking in 2 straight weeks and all the extra, where, bro, we're losing, guys wide open in the coverage. You know what I mean? Against Quentin Johnston, wide ass open. Why? And we're looking around, right? We don't know whose fault it is. You look against last week against the Bears, Roma Dunze, wide ass open. What's going on there? Terry McLaurin, double move for a near touchdown. So let's say 3 straight weeks of straight fuck ups, right? At a certain point, bro, I do want to see Porter out there if he continues on this trajectory. I'd like to see Porter out there and just see what he has. Now, he was going to play now, which this week, I'm not all the way mad if Porter would have played. I don't think there's anybody except Pittman that gives me cause for pause, that really, really worries me in that, in that wide receiver room. I think it's a good matchup for him regardless. Like, you can talk Alec Pierce and Adonai Mitchell and all that. I think those are good matchups for Porter if he were to play. But, seeing as though he probably will not be playing if Eric Stokes is healthy, then we're probably going to be rolling with the Stokes and Blue Kelly combo again, which, again, they haven't been completely terrible, but there are some laps with Kelly that does kind of make me mad. So that's good news. At the very least, we get our starting cornerback. We can go ahead and continue on with that, and continue with some continuity right on with there. So I'm excited that Stokes will be playing. I think I'm gonna just call it now. I just think he's gonna be playing, and we'll have him out there. Now, last piece of information, man, and then we're gonna get into our keys to victory. Right, we're gonna get into our keys to victory on how we can beat the Colts. Do we bounce back? Do we do this? Do we do that? Right, all the extra. So before we do that, again, make sure you guys are tapping on the like button, man. Tap on that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. It's your first time here. Appreciate everybody that is here. Y'all know what it is with this channel, man. No fluff, no bullshit, no extra, man. We are we just trying to go ahead and give y'all the realest Raider news we can, man. So appreciate everybody for tapping in as always. But let's go ahead. And as always, shout out to our guy Raiders Resistance for the graphics that we use on the show as well. Boom. Let's see what we got here. So last thing I wanted to talk about was Ashton Genty's stance. Now it's not a huge thing, but when it comes to running backs, man, you know, we got to talk our stuff. So coming here, man, I 100% agree. And I think we had the conversation when it first went down. If not, that's why I always implore it. And I love YouTube. You can go back. You can check. The shows are available. I didn't like this from the beginning, right? Changing the stance and all the extra. Why are we changing things that make people comfortable? It just makes no sense, especially if it's a top 10 pick, right? If it's a top 10 pick, why are we changing minute things that don't make no sense? It never made sense, right? But this is why I always say, and I always challenge fans that immediately want to champion everything that the organization does or tells you that they do, right? Like, it's okay to question, and it's okay to say, I don't agree with that, right? The amount of y'all, and not even y'all in the comments, because again, when it comes to the rundown, fam, we got sense, right? But some people that do come in here, and even some people I see on Twitter, mostly Twitter for sure too, social media, you know, every time the organization does something, they ready to put the pillow on their knees. Every time, right? They ready to put their hands on their knees and get to shaking like Meg Thee Stallion. Every time the Raiders do something, which I don't know why, right? We've had, I don't know, 18 plus years up in here. 18 plus years up in here of incompetence. And yet we're just supposed to wholeheartedly believe in whatever motherfucker walks through the door, right? So that's the next thing, bro. We got to stop that. You don't need to champion everything that's done, bro. He's a top 10 pick. Leave the stance alone. You know what I mean? Unless he's doing something completely detrimental to the team, which that was not, it made no sense from the jump. But I 100% agree with what Genty said, and I'm glad he changed it back. You got to get comfortable, bro. We in the league now. Fuck all the bullshit, right? And if y'all even go back to the show I did when he first changed his stance, I said it from the jump. He don't look comfortable. He don't. He didn't look comfortable when he first had it. He never looked comfortable when he went throughout these weeks. Never looked comfortable within the stance until he got in that stance and with the Bears, and you can see it, right? You can see it. But let's hear what he said, man, because I'm very curious.
Resistance prior. I mean, I would imagine like a baseball batter that might have a funky swing or whatever. People are always trying to, no, you should do it this way.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say really resistance. I just think, you know, it's different, you know, so a lot of times when something's different, you know, it doesn't always, you know, come off to people that it could work that way, but, you know, it works, so no need to change it.
Has there been resistance?
100%. 100%. And I think that, you know, that might have been there from the jump and all that coy, slick shit Pete always said, you know, again, the organization is not going to let you know who's really doing what. You see how Pete going with the wind, bro. Pete told you, you know, from the jump. You know, you saw he changed his stance and he had some little funny tidbits about that. Now, all of a sudden this week, talking about, man, I loved he changed his stance and all that. They going with the wind. We just can't fuck around and blow with them. That's all what it is. So for me, bro, I don't like it that we changed it from the jump. Glad he changed it back, took some onus on it, and said, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm just going to do what we do. We're 1-3, 1-2 anyway. I'm going to do what I do. So, love that, man. So let's go ahead, bro. We get into the second half of the show. Again, appreciate everybody for tapping in. It's, where we at right now? Where we at? It's a tough matchup we got, bro. It's a tough matchup we got. I know this week I already was, looking at it before last week, saying last week was a must win if you were looking at the playoffs. Already saying it's going to be tough. They played a tough Rams team last week, and they played them well. They were even leading for most of that game, that they played against the Rams. They gave it up at the end. But over these 4 weeks, man, Danny Dimes has been balling. And Jonathan Taylor has been mowing teams down in the run game. So that's one thing we got to look forward to already, right? But let's get into it, bro. Y'all know what it is. Now let's get into the real crux of the thing. We're going to talk some real ball, all right? And that is in the form of, boom, the offensive keys. Well, you know what? I want to save that because offense, we gotta talk different. Defense is a little easier to get into, right? Let's get a little easier to get into with the defensive keys. So as far as the defense goes, right? You're looking at the Colts defensive rankings, and I'm gonna pull it up to you right now. But they are not terrible, right? They're not terrible. Again, they are, pretty good in certain spots. Certain spots they could be had, which I think is the secondary. But when it comes to the run game, I definitely want to show y'all where they're at there. So let me go ahead and zoom this in for y'all so y'all can see exactly where we at. Right? So let's scroll on down. Total, right? They're down. Where are they? What the fuck? Am I blind? There we go. Colts, 17th, right? For patterns. Probably am blind. I ain't gonna cap. I gotta put these damn glasses on. God damn. Colts, 17th. For us, if you're looking, man, we are ranked 21st. So, not back half of the league, but not completely terrible, not great either. For them, not completely terrible, not great either. Middle of the pack, right? Middle of the pack when it comes to them and their total defensive rankings. Giving up around 319 per game, right? Giving up 319 per game. They have 10 touchdowns allowed in the season. Their passing defense, which I said, like I just told y'all, again, I have not looked at this list. Every time we do something, we do it together. But I think their passing defense can be had. Again, Kenny Moore has not played. They have corners injured, young players playing in certain spots, man. And you go down, look, 21st against the pass, giving up 223 per game, 8 touchdowns allowed. So they gave up 10 touchdowns total, 8 were allowed through the air, right? 8 allowed through the air. So that should show you exactly where their pass defense is at, right? 223 in total. Again, we rank just behind 228, right? 5 yards off, and we're a touchdown. Oh no, 3 touchdowns off. Okay, 5, right? We have 5, which is not bad. So we we're right behind them, but looking at it, their pass defense is where they're a little weak. Now, let's get down to where I think they're strongest, and you can see it right here. Top 10, tied for 8th in the league in run defense. And again, hey, bro, we talked about it at the beginning. The front 7 for the Colts is where it is. That is where they're strong, right? So we attacking them, we have to come with the rocks in our pocket this week because we can't be soft. Cannot be no soft. We're looking, 96 yards allowed per game to only 2 touchdowns on the ground. Right, so they are dealing. They are dealing on the ground. Again, that's where they're strong. And just like the rest of the list, right behind. This is where we are at 13th, 102 that we give up per game, 4 touchdowns on the ground. Right, so we're right behind there. So what's the keys? Right, what's the keys? Now that we're looking at this, right, and we saw them in the list and we see where they rank. What are the keys? Now, looking last week, let's see how they attack. Now, Kyron Williams, and we all know how a Sean McVay team likes to attack, right? Yes, you can think of Puka Nacua, you can think of Devontae Adams, Matt Stafford, all those things, but realistically, everything is built on the run game. It's all built. Right? All those McVay, Shanahan offenses, they're fancy, when it comes to the pass, but they're built on the run game, and that's where everything stems, right? That's where everything stems. So looking at what they did with the Rams, and the reason I'm saying that because we're going to look at it and see exactly what they did with the Rams. Kyron Williams, 13 carries, 77 yards, which is not all that bad, honestly. Not all that bad. Maybe, I didn't really watch that game, but looking at that 77 for 13 looks like they had some pretty good success in some times, right? Had some pretty good success. Now, can we have that success? Who knows? Can we have that success? But look at what Matt Stafford did to this secondary. Again, I'm hammering it home, bro. I'm gonna hammer it home. Showing y'all right here. Kyron Williams, 13 carries, 77 yards, 5.9 average is not bad at all. Not bad at all. Not even what I expect that team to give up, right? So that's pretty good. Like that there. If we can get those numbers and that average from Genty, we're cooking, right? But here's where the difference will lie. Look, and we've been hammering it home pretty much half of the stream. Look what Matt Stafford did to that secondary, right? Look what he did. 375, 3 tubs. Now, he threw 41 times, but he was 29 of 41 for 375 and 3 tubs. He shredded that secondary. Shredded them, right? Shredded them. So, it can be there. The difference in where I see it can be, though, we don't have this, right? We don't have this right here. 13 catches, 170 yards, right, for Puka Nacua. We don't have that on our roster. And that can be the difference on where we can have the success in the air or not, right? Even Devontae, we don't have that, right? We don't even have that. They have more talent throughout the air than we do. So, be interesting to see how we can do that. But we've been hammering it home all day. The pass game for them is weak. The way that but we can't just drop back and throw. We can't do these numbers with Geno. I don't think any of us think right now that we can throw 41 times with Geno Smith. It just cannot work. It's not sustainable, right? So what do we do? The run game, if our run game continues the way it should, right, or the way it was last week, we can have success doing more rollouts, doing more play actions, getting Geno on the move, and getting this line to start moving and giving misdirection as well. Because that's kind of what we need to do this week, bro. Like, we can't just go straight up and because we got Stone Forsythe at the left tackle, we can't just continuously drop back. That's not going to work because we're not the Rams, 1. And 2, even looking at the average, 5.9 average, there's at least a threat of a run game, which again, McVay's offenses can be built on run game, play action, getting you going one way, misdirection. That's what we need to do. That's exactly what we need to do. And give Geno easier throws. You know what I mean? If we're getting him on the roll, clear the picture up for him so shit ain't so muddy, right? So we're going to get outside the pocket. We're going to do certain things, at least make the picture clear so that he can see where he wants to go with the football, get confidence in where you're throwing it. And then we can start threading the needle and doing the sexy throws and all the extra after that. But that's not where we're at right now. So, yeah, for me, bro, we as much as it's going to make us shake and shiver, we got to attack through the air. We have to attack through the air, man. They're not good in the secondary. And if they're not getting pressure, which, right, we're going to have to mitigate with a running game and play action. But if they're not getting pressure, bro, they're barbecue chicken back there. They are barbecue chicken back there. So we'll be able to do something. Now, they do have somebody over there. I think it's Bynum. If Geno not careful, bro, he going to get his ass picked again if he's not careful. But we'll talk about that when we get to the the offensive side. But, yeah, those are my keys right there, man. Attack through the air. As scary as that sounds, we have to. The only way out is through at this point with Geno Smith. There is no going around it. It's the only way out is through. So he's going to have to pick his big boy pants up, look his goddamn self in the mirror, right? And do all the extra. And look himself in the mirror and do all the extra with that, right? On how we can attack them right throughout there. But for them, man, this defense is not as great as I thought it was throughout the air. Now, again, against the run, bro, I'm kind of worried. I am kind of worried, to tell you all the truth, because last week it fails to say that we did what we were supposed to do against the Bears, right? We did what we were supposed to do against the Bears, which is run the football effectively. They were not a good run defense. So, we did what we were supposed to do. This is different, right? DeForest Buckner and Latu and all these guys in there, man. I still believe they have Grover Stewart as well. I believe he's there as well. This is a good little front line, bro, and a front line that can definitely give problems. I like what Parham did last week. But him against DeForest Buckner for 4 quarters. Oh, right. Oof. Interesting. Even Meredith against DeForest Buckner for 4 quarters, especially after what I saw against Billings. Could be very interesting, right? Could be very interesting. But I forgot they had Travarius Ward. Okay, they do have him. But see, this is the thing. He's been had this year. And you can get his ass because he be overly aggressive sometimes. A guy like Trey Tucker, he struggles with. So for Travarius Ward, a guy like Trey who's shifty, who moves a little well, he's a big type corner. So a guy like Trey could give him some issues. So I'm intrigued to see that. Again, so the keys against their defense for our offense would be, for me, only way out is through. Pass the ball. We got to take advantage of the secondary and the injuries they have, the weakness that they have there, because their strength is in the run game. So we don't want to beat our head against a brick wall. Now, we got to keep them honest, so they can't just tee off on Geno. So we're going to have to run the ball. We're going to have to, again, pick our pants up as an O-line and get in there. But I think this game is going to be won off of the pass game. It's going to be won off play action and things of that nature. That's how I think this game is going to be won. Of course, no turnovers. You cannot turn the ball over. Now, we're having a duck throwing party with Daniel Jones and shit, then it's going to be a tough-ass game to win. We cannot turn the ball over, bro. Geno, that has to be over. So there is that. For our offense, man, I do think that we have ways to attack. We have guys we can attack. But our quarterback has to play well, man. We cannot turn the ball over. We have to take what they give, because they're probably going to play the same type of coverages they've been seeing for the past 2 weeks because Geno struggled. So take what they give. Be chill, right? It's going to be some things underneath that you can grab and take the deep shots when necessary. When the play action permits, if we can run the ball, take those play actions then. We don't have to do it to start the goddamn game off, right? So there's that. Now, as far as their offense, right, and what we can do to go ahead and attack them on offense, right? So let me look at what they have and where they rank. And appreciate everybody for tapping in again, man. I know I keep saying it, but I always appreciate y'all, man, for showing up, having a good conversation as far as football goes. It can get rough if the team is booty, right? It can get rough. So at least we have each other to talk through it, at least, man, at the very least. But looking at the rankings for them on offense, hey, look where they rank, right? Y'all look where they rank. 3rd in the league, 397 yards per game, 12 touchdowns on the season. So they rank 3rd in the league in total offense. Going, for example, here we are at 18th. 8 touchdowns, right? Going down to the passing offense, right? Their passing offense. 4th in the league, 261 per game. 4 touchdowns through the air, right? Now, I think Daniel Jones is playing well. I do. But I don't think that's the main way they're winning. Don't let these numbers fool you. As good as this is, the reason that these numbers are like that to me is because these numbers are like this. 136 ranked 8th in the league, 7 rushing touchdowns on the season. I think that the pass game is so strong for them because Jonathan Taylor is doing so much work, right? Because Jonathan Taylor is killing teams on the ground. He running rampant. Daniel Jones has the ability now to play action. He has the ability to keep defenses off script and schedule. And that's what he's doing right now. He's doing Daniel Jones is doing what we want Geno Smith to do. Take what the defense gives. Take what they give. Don't be greedy. Don't play hero ball. Don't do all the extra, right? And that's exactly what Daniel Jones is doing. And they're winning games. They're winning games. So he's playing smart football right now. But the main way to win this game, and we all know what time it is, bro, you got to stop 28 in the backfield. Jonathan Taylor is the key for this game. For me, he's the key, man. If he is not stopped, it's going to be a long ass day. Very long ass day. Now, we got to keep in mind now, this offensive line is pretty good for them. You know, they got some guys on that offensive line. So, you know, we know our guy Max is going to show up. We know what's up with Max. Max will show. But last week, I thought we looked so good because the rest of the D-line showed up. I think, who said it? My guy Dre said it in here as well, man. 51. 51 is showing up, and he's starting to look a little like his normal self, right? So if he can show up, we got something. If Tyree can continue to just put pressure, Thomas Booker continue to do what he does and continue to ascend and play well, we got something, man. I want to see more JJ Pegues as well on the line. That'd be somebody I do want to see get some more snaps and tick. But, you know, looking at it, I really think that it's going to be one in the trenches, man. We have to stop Jonathan Taylor from killing us. This offensive line can lean on you if you allow them. So we got to do our thing in there. When it comes to their weaponry in the pass game, I think that comes second to the run game for them. But in the weaponry in the pass game, I'm not going to say it scares me all the way, but they are to be respected, right? Michael Pittman is to be respected. Mitchell has speed. Pierce has speed. Downs is not bad. You know, now I think, you know, the guy to me, which Pittman is the guy, but, you know, he's a little older. But right now, looking at their offense, the guy to me is Warren, bro. That Warren, they're using everywhere. Fullback, tight end, you know, receiver. He's doing a lot of things. Whoever matches up with him will intrigue me, right? Who's the matchup? Do we put Pratt on Tyler Warren? Is that the matchup that we'd like to do in certain man coverage instances? Or are we going to go ahead and try to do Jeremy Chin, right? To try to match up with him. That'd be very interesting to see. But I think he's the key as well, man. As much as Pittman is to be respected, Tyler Warren is a guy that I'm looking at heavily as to say, like, all right, bro, like, who's gonna cover him? Where's the stickiness coming from on that side, man? So there's that for me. So defensive keys, as we ended it off, man, the defensive keys, I would say, got to stop Jonathan Taylor. That is the number one priority to me. Now, yes, Daniel Jones is going to fool you with everybody saying he's passing well, he's fourth in the league here and this and that. But it all stems from the run game. It all stems from them saying we're going to run the ball, we're going to be physical, and we're going to have Jonathan Taylor kill you in the fourth quarter of games, right? With that, the play action plays off of that and all the extra. So we have to be smarter going into there, man, and be ready for it. So without all that, all right, those are the defense keys for me, man. Stop the run, stop the play action. So real quick, before we get on out of here, y'all know what it is, man. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. So before we get out of here, we wrap it up with the rundown, man. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up with the rundown. I appreciate everybody for tuning in on today's episode. What's the rundown of it, man? I think today we talked about it at length, man. I don't know if this is, we can say must win. We're not gonna say must win. We're not gonna say none of that. I think right now this is just about seeing how much better we're getting week by week. Is this a game that we can win? Surprisingly to y'all, I really do think it is a game that we can win. As good as they are playing, I do think there's a factor of coming back down to earth for them that will happen, especially with Daniel Jones. But if the run game continues, that's different. But I do think there's a game, like if we weren't turning the ball over, yeah, I do think it's a game we can win. Because if the defense plays how it normally plays, right, we have a chance. If we can run the football, we have a chance. It's all about our quarterback. It's all about the veteran. What does he do, right? Do we throw another 3 interceptions? Do we just look defeated? Or do we turn this thing around? That's going to be where it is. Because at this point, bro, like, there's nothing to say. I don't even watch his pressers no more. I don't watch the pressers because there's no need, right? There's no need. I don't want to hear anybody say it's my fault. I got to get better week in, week out, and we're still doing the same mistakes, the same shit week in and week out, right? So either we're going to pick ourselves by the bootstraps and say, all right, bro, we're going to change this thing around. We're going to turn it around, or he's going to look defeated on Sunday. And that's going to tell us how the outlook for the rest of the season will go. Genty, on the other hand, feed him, of course. Let's get the run game started. But as much as people don't want to hear it, I think we got to win this game through the air, man. Win this game through the air for us on offense and play off of the pass game, but at the same time, take advantage of that secondary. And for them, man, stop the run. That's first and foremost for them. We got to stop the run and, be physical up front. We have to be the more physical team. We're not the more talented team right now. We have some injuries and we have things, but we have to be the more physical. And that's exactly where we can win this game at. So appreciate everybody for tapping in. DJ, it's a winnable game for sure, bro. It's a winnable game. But we'll see how they come out. Are they ready to play another 10 o'clock game? So we're going to have that stupid East Coast excuse, we'll see. We'll see. But it's a winnable game for sure. And you are 100% right. As part of the run game for them with Jonathan Taylor, got to stop Daniel Jones from running the ball. 100% right. So, I agree with you. Washington was the only game we flat out lost. All these other losses, bro, Geno has lost for us. So there's a possibility at least 2-2, but to be 3-1 at least there's a possibility. But 2-2 at the very least we could have been. But can Geno get his shit together before it's too late? Is where I'm at. But salute to my guy Dre, man. Feed Genty as well. That's why we got the pin, baby. Feed him. Let's see him do more work. Appreciate everybody that's tapping in. Much love. You got some other shows you got to go to, man. The Raider Connection is on. Mike and BTB is on as well. So I'm very excited to have our show on Saturday. Make sure you guys tap in for Good Morning Raiders there. We got 805 on. Gonna be a very good show as always as we do our thing on a Saturday morning and preview that Colts versus Raiders. But like I said, you got BTB, you got Raider Connection. Make sure you guys tap in with them. And at the same time, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button here. We almost close to that 3K, y'all. We close, bro. We are close. I'm excited. And once we do that, we're gonna have a nice little stream on here. Nice little fun stream on here. So appreciate everybody again. And you know what I always say here on the rundown, man. We keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown. I'm gonna see y'all Friday for Blunts and Breakdowns for my members. And on Saturday, I'm gonna see y'all for the interview with 805. Till then, be safe tonight.